This happened back in 2017, when I was living in St. Petersburg, Florida. Back then, I was the definition of a homebody. Work, apartment, repeat. That was my whole life. I didn't party. I didn't do clubs. I barely drove anywhere unless I absolutely had to. So when my coworker Jenna started begging me to go out, I kept saying no. Over and over. She was about 10 years younger than me, super social, always talking about nightlife and bars I'd never even heard of. She'd say things like, "You need to get out more," or "Come on, just one night, you'll have fun." I brushed it off for weeks. But she didn't let it go. Neither did another coworker, Mira. Every shift, it was the same pressure. Every lunch break. Every time we crossed paths. Eventually, I caved. Not because I wanted to go, but because I was tired of being pushed. I told Jenna I'd join them for a night out the following weekend. Just one night. That decision almost cost me everything. The night came faster than I expected. Jenna showed up at my apartment early. She wanted to leave her car there and have me drive. The second she said that, my anxiety spiked. I'd lived in St. Pete for 4 years, but I barely knew the city. The farthest I ever drove was about 4 miles to Walmart. Anything beyond that? I was useless without GPS. Night driving already stressed me out. Night driving to clubs I'd never been to. That was my personal nightmare. But I didn't want to look like the uptight older coworker, so I agreed. We drove to Mira's apartment first. She wasn't ready yet, so we waited inside for a bit. When she finally came out, all three of us squeezed back into my car. Since I was driving, Jenna handled directions. We ended up downtown, outside a packed club. Music thumping. Lines out the door. People everywhere. My stomach already felt tight. Inside, it was loud and chaotic. Lights flashing. Bodies pressed together. We found a spot near the bar and ordered drinks. I remember trying to relax, telling myself I was being dramatic. That's when Jenna leaned in and said, "Hey, I see someone I know. I'll be right back." Then she grabbed Mira and walked off, leaving me standing there alone. I remember feeling annoyed. Like, why drag me out here just to ditch me? But I stayed put. A few minutes later, they came back smiling way too hard. Jenna handed me a drink and said, "My friend bought us around." I trusted her. She was my coworker. Someone I saw almost every day. So I took it. Then another round. Then another. By the third drink, something felt wrong. Not dizzy. Not drunk. Just wrong. A heavy, creeping dread rolled through my body like a cold wave. The room didn't spin, but my chest tightened, and my thoughts started slipping through my fingers. I leaned toward Jenna and told her we needed to leave. Now. After that? Everything breaks apart. I don't remember walking out of the club. I don't remember getting into my car. The next clear moment I have is sitting in the driver's seat outside Mira's apartment complex. Jenna and Mira were talking nearby. I don't remember what they said, but something about their voices triggered pure panic. Not fear. Survival. My body reacted before my brain could. I slammed the car into drive and floored it. Whatever was in the drink was strong. I wasn't a lightweight, and 3 club drinks shouldn't have done that. My head felt scrambled, like static. I drove aimlessly through St. Pete, barely recognizing streets, just trying to get home. At one point, I stopped at a red light. That's when 2 figures appeared at my window. Before I could process it, someone yanked my car door open. I froze. My doors automatically locked the second I put the car in gear. They always had. I still don't know how they opened it. Two men. Strangers. Hands pulling at my door. The shock snapped me back just enough to slam the gas and tear through the intersection. I don't even remember checking for traffic. Then, nothing again. The next thing I remember, I was parked on a quiet residential street. Houses dark. No cars moving. I was staring at my phone like it was some alien device. My hands wouldn't cooperate. I couldn't even unlock it properly. I convinced myself I was safe, for the moment. I reclined the seat and passed out cold. I woke up around 5 a.m. The fog was lifting. My phone finally made sense. I turned on GPS and drove straight home. I collapsed into bed without even changing clothes. At 11 a.m., my phone exploded with missed calls. Mostly from Jenna. A few from a friend who was worried. When I finally called Jenna back, she was frantic, asking where I went, what happened, why I disappeared. I snapped. I told her straight up, your friend spiked my drink. I wasn't sticking around to find out what was next. That's when she said it. Casually. Like it meant nothing. Those drinks weren't meant for you. That was it. That was all the confirmation I needed. She came by later to pick up her car. Before she arrived, the memory of those men at my door hit me again. I went outside to check my car. The driver's side door handle was destroyed. The plastic casing, gone. Someone had been holding onto it when I sped off. And they ripped it clean off. That damage told me everything. It wasn't a hallucination. It wasn't paranoia. Someone tried to get into my car while I was drugged, alone, and vulnerable. I never spoke to Jenna again. And the reason I'm still here, the only reason, is because I trusted my gut. If you ever feel that voice in your chest screaming that something isn't right, listen to it. It doesn't lie. If this story hit you, don't just scroll past. Drop a comment. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because real horror isn't monsters. It's people.